Your black ass should never be around all white people, and you're the only one.
My mama always told me if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, 9 times out of 10 you ain't there for the party and you there as the present. Huh? My mama always told me if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, you not there for the birthday party, you there to be the present.
All right, so let me make sure I understand what's going on here. We in Mississippi. We got 3 white boys and 1 black boy. They all went out to a place where the only way in and out was via boat. They all came back except for the black boy. And they came back and gave the black boy's phone to his mom. And they said, I don't know what happened to his ass. Lock him up. Y'all going to jail. It's open and shut. This sounds a lot like this. Huh? Y'all remember this? Huh? If there was ever a place where Black Lives Matter need to be Black Lives Matter, and it's out there in Mississippi right now.
And this is a failure upon his mother. She failed this boy. She failed this boy. I just, this is something he should have been taught.
Black people, history has repeated itself a year after year, not of good deeds, but of bad and ugly things happening to the Black American community. In 2026, parents should come out and be transparent to their kids, to their black kids, when they go out there with the white people. No matter how close you are to the white people, most of them, I've not said everyone, most of them, they don't care or even love you.
Black people, you have got to teach your kids, especially your kids that are hanging out with rich white kids. That is not good. You got to stop letting them hang out with rich white kids. This Nolan Wells situation never should have happened. The parents of Nolan Wells should have known better than to let him hang out with these kids. I have an older son. I'm not saying it's the parents' fault, but I'm just saying it happens all the time. My older son is half black. He looked more black than he did half. But he got into a similar situation. He was fighting with a bunch of rich kids in North Atlanta, the North Atlanta suburbs, the richest neighborhood in Cherokee County, Georgia. And he was fighting with a bunch of boys over a girl. And lucky for him, he didn't wind up dead. He just wound up locked up for a while. But it could have wound up with him being killed. And, we as parents, we have to do a better job in informing our children about who they should and shouldn't hang out with, because matters. The color of your skin matters, especially when you're hanging out with a bunch of rich kids that have, doctors and lawyers and judges as parents. You know that your kid is going to either wind up locked up or dead. So my heart goes out to Nolan Wells' family. I really hate that it happened to him, but you gotta protect your children, because white people will kill your children at the drop of a hat. That's just the way it is, especially these entitled little rich white kids. God loves you.
This is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. He was invited by these friends to a 4th of July trip. But when it was time to go home, everyone made it back safely except Nolan. So Nolan is a freshman football player from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. He was invited by his friends to go on a 4th of July trip to Horn Island. According to his friends, at some point during the day, he left from with them to go spend time with a girl. After he spends time with this girl, all of a sudden, Nolan goes missing. Around 3 p.m., Nolan disappeared. No one knows where he is. The girl doesn't know where he is, neither does his friends. His friends and the girl is saying that they all thought that he got a ride back to the mainland. But how can he get a ride back to the mainland? He came with you. I'm trying to figure out the part when they said they thought that he got a ride back to the mainland. You can only get to Horn Island by boat or aircraft. So who would he get a ride from? He had his phone. Why wouldn't he call you guys? Oh, because they found his phone, but they didn't find him. The math ain't mathing here. Something ain't right. Something is off. Something is very strange about this story.
A lot of people gonna be mad at me for saying this, but I blame his parents. This is a perfect example. When you have black people who they get some success, they get some money, they able to put their kids in better schools and stuff, and then they completely disregard the centuries of history of showing you who these people are. These are barbaric inbreds, okay? These people are barbarians. And you decided to allow your most prized possession to go on, I don't know, some boat trip with no backup or nothing, no protection of any kind. And you surprised you shot your son, came up missing, and not only missing, lost his life at the same time. Of course, I feel bad for this young man and the family. But this is the part where black people, you gotta take some accountability. These people have shown you who they are.
You must live in the world in what it is, not in what it should be. Period, point blank. Now, Nolan Xavier Wells should have been able to hang out with his friends on the 4th of July on a boat going to an island in Mississippi. But in the world in which it is, you can't let him go on a boat and be the only black child on that fucking boat. I'm sorry. It's hard for, how many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen this situation? Y'all remember that black lady that went to that sleepover or whatever the fuck that was? And I think it was Georgia. And they took that creepy, eerie picture, and then she turned up, you know what I'm saying, dead the next day. Husband worked for the FBI, some crazy ass shit like that, covered it up. Like, how many times have we seen these situations and instances when the token black motherfucker ends up gone, ends up missing, ends up dead? And y'all continue to do this shit. Like, it's hard for me to find sympathy in this situation. And this is a failure upon his mother. She failed this boy. She failed this boy. I just, this is something he should have been taught. This is something he should know as an 18-year-old about to go off into adulthood. His mother should have taught him this. His black mother should have taught him this, but no. Because he's an athlete, he hangs around. Bro, you can't do this. I'm sorry. I know we don't like to see color and we like to believe it. You cannot allow your children, your little black children, to be in these. It's one thing if there's a mixed group of friends. Your child, any black, but you cannot be the only black person in the group. That's just not safe by any means. Sorry, it's not. I don't care how long you know these motherfucking white folks. I don't care how many beers you done chug with them, how many stories you done. You cannot be around, because when push come to shove, 9 times out of 10, even if they are a quote-unquote good white person, when they get around them mothers, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to stand up for you. They're not going to defend you. They're not going to look out for you. When the rubber meets the road, they're going to fold 9 times out of 10. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. They can come around us and be the only white person and walk out perfectly fine. We do not we oftentimes are not allowed to go into their spaces and end up, because I guarantee you, 9 times a girl was probably involved, jealousy was involved, all type of shit. But maybe he just got lost out there in the island, he in the woods somewhere, just stranded. Hopefully that's the case, but probably not. Like I just talked about this, where we have to equip our young black boys specifically with how to navigate this shit, how to navigate the world, how to navigate, you know what I'm saying, or quote unquote play the game. You gotta be smart, bruh. Because we don't get the luxury, unfortunately, of taking L's and half-stepping and bullshit through. You have to be tactical. You have to be precise as a black man. It's just the way of the world. I know it's unfair, but that's just what it is. Because one mistake and you could end up like this.
This is gonna be a hot take, and it's either gonna get me canceled or people are gonna be like, you're right. So here we go. I'm just gonna say it. Black people have got to stop hanging out with groups of white people. And I mean that. If you're gonna be the only black person in that group, go home. Go home. Because these days, you just can't trust white people anymore. Obviously. It happens time and time and time again. You see one black person hanging out with their group of white friends, and they're like, oh, I've known these guys for forever. We grew up with them. I'm the only black person in the high school or something like that. Especially down here in the South, okay? Down here in the South. Obviously, we realize that these pieces of crap, the white people, will turn on you. They will turn on you quick.
Being the token black person in the friend group would cost you your life. For example, Nolan Wells, who went on a boating trip with his friends, the only black guy in the group, on July the 4th in Mississippi, and he came up missing. And we see the same thing that took place in 2018 when you're talking about Tamala Horsford. She went to a gathering with her white friends and she came up deceased. The sheer amount of times that black people will not understand that when you're the token black person in the friend group, you can die and none of your white friends will say a goddamn thing. See, that's the problem. You think everybody fuck with you. Everybody don't like you. This illusion of inclusion bullshit is a westernized ideology that doesn't exist. Because their concept of patriotism is really racism. You just had 400 white nationalists in DC marching on July the 4th. Some of those people are teachers, firefighters, police officers, judges, lawyers, people you work with. So, with all that shit being said, my father said it best. Never be the only one. Never be the only one of your race. Never be the only one that doesn't have any money. Never be the only one that doesn't have a car. Because it's going to create this energy to where you start to seek validation because you're trying to compensate for the lack thereof because you ain't got shit. So you try to live vicariously through white people by getting on their boat. Get your own shit. That's how you save yourself. That's the first rule of nature, self-preservation. So when it comes to so-called black people, I'm not saying that all Europeans are like this. You got to have some type of social awareness to where you have the mental and spiritual fortitude to see what the fuck is going on around you.
Now, I'm commenting on this as a father, right? Also as an experienced diver, right? And also as a son who lost his father to drowning. This has nothing to do with skin color. But what I'm going to tell you is, as a man, as a human, you don't just leave your friend behind, your crew member behind, especially if you're their only transportation to a spot that is only accessible by the boat or by boats. And you are once again his only fucking ride.
So it has been confirmed that the body that was found on Monday is the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. And I have to say that I'm just so pissed off and I'm so tired. I am exhausted. And I'm still trying to figure out why we haven't heard anything about the other 3 boys who were there with him and last seen in this photo. Why haven't police told us that they've spoken with them or that they're in custody for questioning? Or why haven't they come out and said anything about this young boy not being alive anymore? Now, the police haven't shared anything about how the body was found or if there was any foul play involved. And my thing is that they usually don't say anything when they're gearing up to tell us that they believe that this young boy did it to himself. Because at this point in the game, there's no reason why they haven't released additional information about how his body was found in the condition it was found in. And I'm still confused about why we haven't heard from the girl, or the police haven't heard from the girl who he was allegedly last seen with. And who reported that he was last seen with that girl? Are they not able to identify her? Can we not find out who she is and bring her in for questioning? Something is not making sense.
I'm scrolling on Facebook and I seen this post. Swear to God, this is my first time seeing this post. And before I opened the comments, just by looking at the pictures, I already knew where this shit was fucking going. It happens all the time. I will never in my fucking life, never in my life, go on a trip with white people and I'm the only black person. Never, 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 never. I think it's truly sad that I have never heard anything about this story, but when I seen these 4 pictures, I knew what the story would be in the comments. I knew. How y'all go on a trip and he the only one that don't come back? And you know what this reminded me of? This shit right here. Y'all remember this? You're the only black. I will never in my fucking life go do something with nothing but white people and I'm the only black person. Never, 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 never. When will y'all fucking learn? There's not that much trust in the fucking world. Stop. Black people, listen. I know it's 2026 and y'all think we have come so far, but don't get shit confused.
So now they have found 18-year-old Nolan Wells' body after he went missing July 4th while he was out with his friends. And I know I'm not the only one that remembers Miss Tamla over in Georgia, Miss Horsford, the black lady that went to her friend's house for a girls' night and adult sleepover, and the very next day they found her body right outside the house, and nobody at this sleepover knew what happened to Miss Tamla to this day. The Forsyth, Georgia Sheriff Department ruled it accidental. Yeah, y'all remember that? You see, because our bodies are disposable to these people. And I would love to see that they investigate what happened to Nolan. He had his whole life ahead of him. And somebody, just like somebody at that sleepover knew what happened, somebody knows what happened to him.
My mama always told me if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, 9 times out of 10 you ain't there for the party and you there as the present. My mama always told me, if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, you not there for the birthday party, you there to be the present. Nolan Wells and this whole entire thing down there in Mississippi look fishy. One of the boys' mama is a judge down there. Don't nobody know what happened. Now all of a sudden, a body's been found to presume to be his. His mama, Nolan Wells, is online saying she want answers, which means she crying out to the world because she don't believe nothing Mississippi say, which she shouldn't. I want to hear what's going on because it's moving a little too slow for me. The people who investigate this whole thing saying that there's no way possible he could have made it to inside of the island because it's cactus and stuff everywhere. So what really happened to Nolan? That's all we want to know. I'm not going to cover this like I know everything. I want to hear y'all speak this time, okay? Because apparently the other way don't work when we just take what y'all say on y'all news outlets. We want to know what happened from y'all. Instead of all of us making posts on, y'all go live and say what happened. Put them boys on camera. Let us look at them. Let us be the judge of character on this one. Sidebar. I done already goddamn judged them. Y'all guilty. I don't give a damn. My baby leave the house and he don't come back and it was all white friends. Guilty. Undertaker commit the bodies. I digress. Nolan Wells has went missing. Body found. Parents want to know what's going on in Mississippi. If you ain't know what was going on, you know now. He went missing 4th of July weekend. He was with his friends. And he was the only birthday candle. I'm just here to bring you the news. I'm just a messenger.
It's really sad to see this happening in 2026. Black Americans should be transparent to their kids and tell them how the real world operates out there, how the real world is unsafe, how it is cruel, and how even your close friends are filled with jealous. I have several questions. Maybe you can help me understand each and every scenario about these questions. Number one, the 3 white boys, they went all the way to the island with Nolan and they decided to leave him behind. How they expect him to get back to his home? Because I understand the island, you can only access it via boat or just an aeroplane. Number two, who had Nolan's cell phone? Those are some of the questions most of the people should be asking themselves. Number three, if anything like an accident happened in while they were just having fun in the island, why they did not call 911? I don't know about the signal about the place, but I'm quite sure from the videos I've watched that you you can be able to access a very good signal to in that place. Number 4, people also want to know the boy who took the cell phone to Nolan's mom. What was the explanation of what happened? What did he tell the mom? Like, we invited your boy just to come to tag along with us and go in this island and just have fun and do all this. And we have not managed to come back with your son. Like, what was the explanation about like what transpired, what happened, and those things? People have so many questions about this story, and it's a very, very sad story even to react, because an 18-year-old is someone who is just planning to get to college, and he has a very beautiful life ahead of him because at least he was an athlete and he had a very, very bright future ahead of him. And that's why people on these clips, they are insisting that many, many parents should tell their black kids, no matter how close you are to the white people, most of them, they will never care about you, they'll never love you. And if you find yourself in a group whereby you are just alone, just back off and go back home. And I think the white lady who said that statement, she is all right. Other black Americans, they just want to know what really transpired, and they also want to know what what caused all this. And people are seeking justice for Nolan. My heart goes out for Nolan's family. It's really sad. It's a sad scenario just to lose someone who is really young and he had a very, very bright future ahead of him. Let me know what you think about all these things, and you think Nolan's family will find justice at the end of the day? Drop your thoughts down below. Give the video a big thumbs up. You can also hype the video, and credit goes to the creators of these short videos. Thank you for watching.